What if turning down one of the biggest offers in supercars actually led to 8 years of success instead? Today, we're talking about James Moffat and a decision he made years ago that he says he still thinks about. Stick around, because this story is about loyalty, timing, and how one phone call almost changed his entire career path. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live the sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So here's what happened. James Moffat has revealed that he once had to turn down a 2-year offer to co-drive with 888 Supercars star Shane van Gisbergen. And this wasn't a small decision. It came right after Moffat dropped off the full-time grid at the end of 2017. You know, when you lose your full-time seat, you start looking at every option available to you. And that's exactly what Moffat was doing. He explained that he was talking to Roland Dane at the time about becoming a co-driver at 888. But here's the thing. At that exact same moment, Will Davison's future in the sport was looking uncertain. So Moffat did some reading between the lines. He figured that if Davison didn't land a full-time seat elsewhere, Davison would likely be 888's #1 preference for that co-drive role anyway. Because of that uncertainty, Moffat opened up a separate conversation. This time with Tickford Racing about co-driving with Chaz Mostert. And he had verbally agreed to that deal with Tim Edwards. Now here's an important detail. At the time, Sven Burcharts had become a part owner of Tickford. And Moffat mentioned that Burcharts had actually helped him a lot in his younger years at Sonic Racing, both financially and with guidance. So there was already a relationship of trust there. Moffat was clear about one thing, though. He had only verbally committed to Tickford at that stage. No contract had been signed yet, and that's when everything got complicated. Roland Dane called him, offering him the co-drive with Shane van Gisbergen for the following 2 years. 2 full seasons alongside one of the biggest names in supercars. But Moffat made his decision based on principle. He told Dane directly that he had verbally agreed with Tickford and that he couldn't wait any longer given how uncertain the Will Davison situation still was. Moffat said he appreciated being considered Dane's #1 preference, and that Dane respected his decision. Looking back on it now, Moffat admits he possibly regrets that choice. But here's the flip side. The 2 years he spent driving with Chaz Mostert were, in his own words, fantastic. Working alongside Mostert and engineer Adam DeBoer made for 2 really great years. Together they won the Gold Coast 600 and finished second at the Sandown 500. Strong results by any measure, though Moffat noted they both wanted even more. That partnership marked the beginning of Moffat's endurance co-driving role at Tickford, a role that ended up lasting 8 years total. 8 years, all stemming from one decision made under pressure, with no contract in hand and a competing offer on the table. Moffat was honest about how tough that moment was, too. He said it was very hard, obviously, turning down Roland Dane at the time. So what happened with that 888 seat? With Will Davison securing a full-time lifeline at 23 Red Racing, it was Earl Bamber who ended up sharing car number 97 with Shane van Gisbergen for the 2018 Enduro Cup. And as for Moffat's path at Tickford, after Mostert eventually departed the team, Moffat went on to pair up with a string of different co-drivers. Jack LeBrock, Cam Waters, and Thomas Ramel all shared time alongside him across the 2020 through 2025 seasons. Now, looking ahead, Moffat will be back on the Recco Bathurst 1000 grid this year. He's set to compete as part of a Gary Rogers Motorsport wildcard entry, teaming up with Nathan Hearn. So, that's the story. A verbal handshake with Tickford, a career-defining offer from 888, and a decision that shaped 8 years of Moffat's endurance racing journey. Here's my question for you guys. If you were in Moffat's position back in 2017, would you have stuck with your words at Tickford or taken the leap with Shane van Gisbergen in 888? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure you're subscribed to NASCAR Nation News, because we've got more stories like this coming your way every single week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.